The crew that Travis Cook manages has its hands full in a tag team battle today on SICW Wrestling Explosion. Hello, I'm Larry Matisick. Ken Kasa in singles combat, the classic champion, unites with Mr. Unpredictable Dave Vaughn for Travis. Their opposition, high-flying Heath Hatton and dangerous Jake Dirden. We'll also hear from the former Big Texan, Big Jim Hoferth. Add this superb classic moment from Kiel Auditorium in 1975. World champion Jack Brisco tangles with the Giant Baba. Stick around for the fun. Once more, the exciting 2013 season proved that the Gateway Grizzlies are an important part of the St. Louis and Metro East sports scene. Every game is fun for fans of all ages, hustling and hard-hitting. The Grizzlies always provide plenty of bang for the buck. In addition, the GCS ballpark is the perfect place to enjoy baseball. The organization, the facility, part of our community. Baseball is America's game, and the Gateway Grizzlies do it right. Keep in touch with new developments. Go to gatewaygrizzlies.com.
Unique and affordable gifts and collectibles on the internet are available at the Black Bear Haversack Trading Post. Go to blackbearhaversack.com. Semi-precious stones, bone horn and soapstone items, abalone shells, genuine coyote and water buffalo teeth pendants, products for Civil War, medieval, and Renaissance reenactments, and so much more. For a 10% discount, mention SICW number 7 when you place your order. It's blackbearhaversack.com for top quality at reduced prices.
Let's join it in action. Mr. Unpredictable Dave Vaughn with Iron Man Ken Kasa, the classic wrestling champion. That duo managed by Travis Cook. And their opponents, Heath Hatton and Jake Dirden. Interesting combination over there, the high-flying Heath Hatton. He can get up in the air with great drop kicks. And Dirden, while he does have a drop kick, probably a little bit more of a brawler, tall, mean, tough. But both men top contenders for the classic wrestling title, and they should make quite a duel against Vaughn and Kasa, who Travis Cook says are the best tag team anywhere in the United States independent circuits right now. Hatton twisting the arm around and pump handles it over his own shoulder. Arm drag on Vaughn by Heath Hatton. To the air they go. Tag made to Jake Dirden. Dirden grabs an arm. Hatton grabs an arm. And up in the air and down face first goes Dave Vaughn. Nice teamwork by Heath Hatton and Jake Dirden. The crowd chants with Jake Dirden. Ken Kasa steps outside the ring. Remember the great match that Dirden had with Kasa a few weeks back. Dirden came, so close to winning that title. But Ken Kasa snuck away with it. He kicked off the ropes, off the turnbuckles while Dirden had Kasa in that oriental spike. It ended up that Dirden had the spike on Kasa and almost literally pinned himself. He held onto that spike, not running to release, and I don't think he realized that his own shoulders were down when Kasa was on top of Dirden. Nonetheless, Dirden would love another crack at Ken Kasa. Dirden headbutt to Dave Vaughn. Seeing this tag bout today kind of puts in mind what's coming up, that Valentine's Day massacre at East Carondelet, February 15th, when Jake Dirden and Ron Powers oppose Flash Flanagan and, of all people, Ricky Cruz. Let's get down to it. What has happened to Cruz? What's in Ricky's head? In addition to being in East Carondelet February 15th, be sure you see next week's edition of Wrestling Explosion. We'll have the moment when Ricky Cruz snapped, when he lost to Cruz and Flash. Man, oh man. But remember that Dirden and Powers are the disciples of King Kong Brody. So it's a good name, for that February 15th card, Valentine's Day Massacre. But be sure you tune in for next week's show to get a grasp on exactly what in the world is happening with Ricky Cruz and all the headliners at SICW. Hatton squeezing that head of Dave Vaughn. Vaughn trying to use elbows, forearms to get himself out. Oh, a kick into the back by Ken Kasa. When Hatton gets to the ropes, Kasa dives off those ropes before Hatton can hit him. Oh, Hatton turns around right into a power slam by Dave Vaughn. Count of 1-2 by referee Michael Clace. And then Hatton kicks away. Vaughn twisting that head. Vaughn and Kasa are a smooth tag team. There's no two ways about it. Does that mean we give credit to the controversial Travis Cook? Well, got to give credit to somebody. It's both the skill they have, the way they've been put together. They've figured it out. They are a good tag team. And there was a perfect example as they worked that tag. Each man staying there a little bit extra time, getting there a little sooner, one getting there sooner, one getting there later, taking advantage of it to punish Heath Hatton. Kasa, the big knee drop into the chest. Ken Kasa, the classic wrestling champion, who on February 15th defends that crown against Big Jim Hofarth. Hofarth, a new man since he's taken off that mask, since he's no longer referred to as the Big Texan. Will this be the moment when Jim Hofarth becomes the classic wrestling champion? A lot of people think it might be an upset, although Hofarth is as tough as they come. But still, they don't quite expect it. They're surprised to see that Hofarth is so different, so explosive. It's going to be a different situation for Ken Kasa. And I wonder if Kasa, the people underestimating Hofarth the most are Kasa and Travis Cook. If they are underestimating Jim Hofarth, somebody may pay a really high price, and that somebody would be the man who's right now the classic champion, Ken Kasa. Dave Vaughn, oh, leg drop. He covers Hatton. Hatton kicks out. Hatton having some troubles. Of course, a lot of us, that smooth, easy, comfortable, effective double team by Kasa and Vaughn. They're making things work their way. They're keeping control of the match at this point. Jake Dirden saying, "Come on, Heath, come on, Heath." The crowd's starting to yell on Heath's behalf. Hatton fighting his way out, punches to the stomach. Hatton hits the ropes, oh, and walks into that side kick from Dave Vaughn. He caught that one right on the chin. Hatton is a tough kid. He kicks out. Don't ever kid yourself about Heath Hatton. He may not weigh the 280 pounds that some guys do, but he's just as tough as anybody who weighs 280 pounds. Travis Cook, once more, proving to be a pest, a pain. Travis Cook can do that. Jake Dirden being chased out of the ring by the referee. Hatton trying to fight his way out of the corner. Trapped once again. Tag made. Kasa comes in. The referee says, "Get out of that ring." And by the time they get out of the ring, they've already teamed up for a double throw into the corner, slamming Hatton backwards into the top turnbuckle. Flying mare by Ken Kasa. He goes backwards. Look out, that double knee jolt right into the area around the shoulder blades. Oh, that hurts. Look at Heath Hatton. That one stung. Knocks all the wind out of you. Heath Hatton trying to gasp. Get some of that breath back in him. He's hurting right now. Kasa lining him up, standing on his chest. He knew he wasn't going to get a pin there. It was the arrogance that the champion has right now. The arrogance that may blow up right in his face February 15th in the Valentine's Day Massacre in East Carondelet when he takes on Jim Hofarth. Kasa getting in the face of Jake Dirden. And Heath Hatton takes advantage of it. Count of one and almost two before Hatton is kicked away. Big clothesline by Ken Kasa. Yeah, we see some signs of arrogance there in the classic champion, don't we? He'd best be careful. He could be walking right into a landmine either tonight in this tag match or down the road February 15th. Into the corner comes Heath Hatton, slammed head first into the top turnbuckle. Here comes Vaughn. They take their time, each man getting a lick in as they trade positions inside the ring to punish Heath Hatton. Front chinlock by Dave Vaughn. Mr. Unpredictable, who a couple months ago, he was kind of on the bad side of Travis Cook. They were arguing a little bit. Travis said, "You're not giving me enough. You're not doing enough for me," sounding like Ken Hitchcock, the coach of the St. Louis Blues hockey team, to some of his players. Saying, "You're not giving me enough, kid." But now he is giving him enough. And he's come up with some big things. And wait a minute, here comes Dirden. Was there a tag made? The referee didn't see it. He was busy keeping Kasa out of the ring. And the referee's keeping Jake Dirden out. And once more, Heath Hatton's caught in that corner, and the crowd is incensed as Hatton is caught in the corner and Dirden is chased out of the ring. Wasn't really the referee's fault. I mean, he's doing something he had to do, which is keep Kasa out of the ring, and he simply missed when the tag was made from Hatton to Dirden. That doesn't pay off for Hatton at all. He's in rough shape. Tossed to the ropes. He's Heath Hatton. Clubbing forearm by Kasa. Cover of 1 at 2. Hatton's kicking out. Kasa patiently, methodically bringing Hatton up and then digging in with that nerve clamp. A real hold he gets a lot of mileage out of. Digging in with that nerve clamp on Heath Hatton. Look at Hatton trying to withstand the pain, trying to move around a little bit, trying to figure out how can I flail away, how can I get out of this hold. It hurts. It takes a toll. It's wearing down Heath Hatton, but again, Hatton, so determined, just a never quit competitor. He throws elbows into the stomach of Kasa. "You can't hang with the champ, can you?" yells Travis Cook. Well, when the champ's being helped by Dave Vaughn, they're just efficiently double teaming their opponents. In this case, Heath Hatton. No, it's hard to hang with him, but by golly, look at Heath Hatton fighting back, finding fire, lots of fire. Oh, and Kasa accidentally hits Dave Vaughn. Can Hatton get to Dirden? Oh, Kasa has his foot and doesn't let him get there. Hatton kicks Kasa away. There's the tag. There's the tag to Jake Dirden. Dirden into the ring. Look at that face. You want to mess with him? Part of the King Kong Brody disciples. Headbutt by Jake Dirden. Another headbutt by Dirden on Kasa. Kasa whipped, no, roll, reverse whipped, but then Dirden reversed the whip a second time and followed with a big backdrop on Kasa. Yelling is Jake Dirden. Here he comes, that big boot right underneath the chin, knocking Kasa backwards, and he's pulled back into the corner. Dirden has to get his foot off the top rope. It ended up there after he bounced it off the noggin of Ken Kasa. Oop, Dirden charges again. Kasa escapes, makes the tag with Dave Vaughn. And Vaughn walks in that kick and a forearm from Jake Dirden. Count of 1 at 2. Mr. Unpredictable gets his shoulder up. Travis Cook frustrated that things were going so well, and now they're going so badly. And a lot of it comes back to Heath Hatton because he had the fire to hang in there. Whoop, what's happening here? Kasa trying to knock Dirden out of the ring. In the process, he also hurt Heath Hatton. Now we have everybody up on the top rope, and off the top rope pitched is Jake Dirden pitching Ken Kasa. Travis Cook hanging on to the foot of Heath Hatton. Hatton now trying to get up in the air. He's lining up for a cross-body block, and Vaughn misses the cross-body block. And then the spear by Dave Vaughn. The spear by Dave Vaughn, and the referee counts 3. Oh, tough match, tough way to end it for Heath Hatton. Distracted first by Kasa, who Dirden pulled off him, threw him off the top rope. Then distracted by manager Travis Cook. He goes for the flying cross-body block. Vaughn ducks underneath it, follows with a spear. You got to give Dave Vaughn credit. He did the right thing when he had to do it, and it flattened Heath Hatton and gives the victory to Ken Kasa and Dave Vaughn. You might ask, where are Jake Dirden and Ken Kasa? Well, Dirden chased Ken Kasa right out of the ring area and through the dressing room door. Dave Vaughn, happy about it, says, "Come on in the ring, Travis Cook, let's celebrate." And here comes Jake Dirden back, and well, they decide, let's not celebrate. Dirden back to make sure nobody does anything to his partner, Heath Hatton, who simply ran into a battle against numbers, a bad break, and that's all that kept Heath Hatton. If he'd have hit that flying cross body block, he would have flattened Dave Vaughn, and he would have gotten his pin. Unfortunately, though, things just kind of blew up in his face, and that made the difference, and you give Dave Vaughn credit. He was right there with that spear. He nailed it when it counted. The victory to Vaughn and Kasa. It's a Valentine's Day massacre at the East Carondelet Community Center Saturday, February 15th. Ricky Cruz and Flash Flanagan joined forces to battle Ron Powers and Jake Dirden. Cruz and Flash against Powers and Dirden. Iron Man Kasa defends the classic title against Big Jim Hofarth. Hatton tackles Vaughn. Rudolph opposes Jackson, and much more. Call 286-4848 for tickets. The Valentine's Day massacre, Saturday, February 15th in East Carondelet. Ricky Cruz and Flash Flanagan versus Ron Powers and Jake Dirden.
For the best deal on pre-owned cars and trucks, check out King Auto Sales in Cahokia, Illinois. Buy here, pay here. It doesn't get easier than that. Easy terms and financing on the spot for the best deals on all makes and models of pre-owned cars and trucks. You can't beat King Auto Sales, 2915 Camp Jackson Road, Cahokia, Illinois. That's King Auto Sales in Cahokia, where the customer comes first. Phone 337-7050.
Once upon a time, this man wore a mask. They knew him as the Big Texan. He was mean, he broke the rules. He even was a bodyguard at one point for Travis Cook of all people. Now the mask is gone, and they see behind the mask, they see Big Jim Hoferth, a dangerous person who is finding different parts of his personality, different parts of his ring skills, and he's shooting to the top because on February the 15th at the East Carondelet Community Center, he may become the next classic wrestling champion when he meets Iron Man Ken Kasa. Jim, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready. I'll tell you what, I've been ready for a long time. You know, I've gone against Ron Powers. I've gone against Ricky. There's one person I haven't gone against, and that's Kasa. But the great thing about this is I was his bodyguard. I've seen many of his matches over and over again. I've helped him in his matches. He might not even have that belt if it wasn't for me. So if there's a weakness on him, I got him. I got his card. I got his number. So I ain't worried about this match. This is me.
Do you feel that maybe you were taken advantage of by Cook, by the Cook organization, by Cook, Kasa, and Dave Vaughn, that they took advantage of you, your strength, your power, the fact that you were willing to get in there with anybody like a Powers or a Cruz or anybody? You'd fight anybody, and that's been your strength. You'll stand in there toe-to-toe with anybody.
Well, see, that's the thing. I don't worry about them hiring me. You know, I was for hire. If you had the money, I showed up. I protected who I needed to protect. So I have no problem. No problem whatsoever. I'm going to get that belt. It'll be my first time, but that belt's coming home with me that night.
You know, we talk about another thing, a tag team situation you were in with Waco for a long time. Did it hold you back? Did the tag team, did Waco hold you back? Because I know there's been some heat between you and Waco ever since you took the mask off. Is there something going on there too, Jim?
He's always been on my back. You know, they always called him a Little Texan for a reason. He was never up to my level. As you can prove that over and over again, he had to interfere and actually cost me my matches. That's the big rift there. But no longer. He is done.
Okay, Ken Kasa will bring a lot of different weapons to you. He does a drop kick. He does a bulldog headlock. He has the torture lock, the neck torture lock. Are you looking for any one thing? Is there anything that's in your mind as you prepare for this match? Or is it maybe you prepare for what Travis Cook might do?
You know, he can bring whatever he has, his A game, his manager. You know, Travis, all he does is talk. Talk. You know, if Travis wants to get in the ring, you know, I can give him something too. I'll talk his ear off with one fist, two fists, and a big damn splash.
And that giant splash has been a big weapon for you all along the way. Right around the corner, are you excited? Because here it is finally, and it's something I think anybody, I talked to Ron Powers about it, he wasn't even upset. Even though he wants a crack at the title, he told me, he says, Big Jim deserves it, and he might be the next champion. Does that make you feel ready?
That always. Hearing people that's been around for a long time, like Ron and Gary and everything, when they say that you're ready, you know you're ready. And that builds my ego, and it's going to give me some more power in this match.
February 15th, East Carondelet. He might be the next champion. It's a Valentine's Day massacre at the East Carondelet Community Center Saturday, February 15th. Ricky Cruz and Flash Flanagan joined forces to battle Ron Powers and Jake Dirden. Cruz and Flash against Powers and Dirden. Iron Man Kasa defends the classic title against Big Jim Hoferth. Hatton tackles Vaughn. Rudolph opposes Jackson, and much more. Call 286-4848 for tickets. The Valentine's Day massacre, Saturday, February 15th at East Carondelet. Ricky Cruz and Flash Flanagan versus Ron Powers and Jake Dirden. For music and fun, the place to party is Pop's nightclub and concert venue in Sauget. From Bruno Mars of the first U.S. tour of Nickelback to Flogging Molly or the Insane Clown Posse, 30 years of memories pack Pop's concert venue with more made at every new show. And there's a party at Pop's nightclub every night, a melting pot of friends enjoy the best in dance, rock, pop, and top 40 music until 5:30 a.m. Plus add a full game room. Check out all the action at popsrocks.com. Then and now, the place to party is Pop's in Sauget.
Let Custom Truck Upholstery give your vehicle a facelift. visit us on 707 North 20th Street in East St. Louis, Illinois. Custom Truck Upholstery merges old world craftsmanship and attention to detail with the latest in modern technology to make your car, truck, boat, or motorcycle look like new. Call Custom Truck Upholstery at 618-875-9850.
5'9", 314 pounds. On August 8th, 1975, at Kiel Auditorium, Jack Brisco defended the World Championship against Japan's biggest star, the Giant Baba. The video we have is in segments that came from well-known photographer Mike Ratchner, who recorded the bout on 8mm film, so it's grainy, rough, not perfect, but it is historic. Traditional St. Louis title match, 2 out of 3 falls with a 1-hour time limit, Brisco versus Baba.
Jack can use all the leverage he wants to, but when you give away that much height, you're in trouble. Brisco, though, begins working on the legs. Brisco trying to chop down the Giant Baba with a hamstring snap. Jack Brisco putting the pressure on the first fall in this best-of-3 falls battle. A leg split by Jack Brisco. Brisco twisting Baba's leg. Then an elbow drop into the knee and hamstring muscle. Brisco going for his figure 4 leg lock, but Baba with a chop to the throat drops Brisco. Another chop by the Giant Baba. Brisco reeling, trying to keep his feet as Baba chops away at the throat of Jack Brisco. Brisco throws Baba to the ropes. Flying tackle by Giant Baba. Here he comes again. Brisco goes behind. Reverse rolling cradle perfectly executed by the world heavyweight champion, and Jack Brisco has the first fall of a best-of-3 falls battle. Referee Bobby Whitlock raising Brisco's hand. The first fall belongs to Brisco. Beautiful wrestling by the champion. Baba coming right back with chops to the head of Jack Brisco. Remember, we got this film out of our library. We apologize perhaps for some of the little bumps and yips that'll be in there, but it tells the story of what was a great historical night for wrestling in St. Louis. The Japanese media all over ringside, both television stations, newspapers, as the Giant Baba tried to become the world heavyweight champion. For the second time, he'd beaten Brisco once. He wanted to do it again. Brisco covered by Baba. Whitlock in to make the count, but Jack Brisco kicking out. Brisco struggling. Those chops to the throat had taken a toll on Jack Brisco. Brisco, a former national amateur champion from Oklahoma State University. He actually got into wrestling in high school. He had a football coach when Jack was a freshman, and the football coach suggested that Jack do something to stay in shape for football. Jack started wrestling as a sophomore, and he captured the Oklahoma State title as a sophomore in high school. And even though he was a football all-state choice, wrestling was the choice that Jack Brisco would make as a career from there on out. Baba with a high kick to Brisco. Brisco down. Baba covering. Brisco, knowing exactly where he is in the ring, used the ropes to save himself from a potential pin. Nerve clamp by the Giant Baba briefly. And remember, these are highlights as we move along. Brisco throwing a left hand to the stomach of Baba, fighting desperately from underneath, trying to take Baba down to size. Look at the size differential between Baba and Brisco, but Brisco always had fire, always had hunger, was always willing to scrap for what he wanted. Flying tackle by Brisco. Here he comes again. Oh, and he walks right into the lariat, the clothesline by the Giant Baba. Baba covers Brisco, count of 1, 2, and 3. The second fall belonging to the Giant Baba. Brisco in trouble here, the World Heavyweight Championship, hanging by a thread. Jack Brisco trying to keep that gold belt. Baba has won the second fall. It's 1 fall apiece in this rubber match at Kiel Auditorium in St. Louis. Remember, we're talking August 8th, 1975 when this match happened. Jack Brisco trying to recover. Baba waiting patiently. Now starting to move. The bell is sounded. Baba right on top of Brisco. A chop again to the head by the Giant Baba. Brisco staggering to one knee. Brisco in real trouble. Another chop by Baba. A big, strong man. He was a cultural hero in Japan. The Giant Baba passed away a couple of years ago, and they actually opened up one of the 20,000-seat arenas in Japan. People filed by to see pictures of Baba. They actually sold out the arena to see pictures of Baba after his death. Baba with a reverse neck breaker on Jack Brisco. The Giant Baba trying to become world heavyweight champion. Brisco kicks out. Brisco whipped to the ropes by Baba. Another chop by Baba. Another whip to the ropes. Brisco goes beneath. Drop kick by Jack Brisco. Baba floored. Brisco hits the ropes again. Both men collide head-on. Down goes Baba. Down goes Brisco. They each have a count of 10 to come to their feet. It was Brisco who was up first, but then when he went for the knee drop, he missed, landed on his own kneecap. Baba trying to take advantage of that. Jack Brisco's speed had been an advantage for him throughout the match, and now he's trapped in the half crab of submission hold by the giant Baba, but Brisco struggles to the ropes. He's thrown against the ropes. Baba misses with his clothesline, but then when Brisco goes for a giant splash, he runs right into the upraised knees of the giant Baba. Just when it looked as though Brisco had the advantage because he'd avoided the pinning hold of Baba's second fall, Brisco walks right into trouble. Side headlock. Oh, shades of Lou Thez. Greco-Roman back body drop by the world heavyweight champion. He cradles a leg, and Jack Brisco, with a classic Greco-Roman back body drop, has defeated the giant Baba, and Jack Brisco is still the world heavyweight champion, one of the greatest champions of all time. Here he is, Jack Brisco, celebrating a big victory.
From the World Series champion Tigers in '45 to the Gateway Grizzlies to the '03 State Tournament Belleville East Lancers. A tradition in baseball and an even longer tradition in fine furniture and service. Miller Furniture, 1004 East Main in Belleville.
It's a Valentine's Day massacre at the East Carondelet Community Center Saturday, February 15th. Ricky Cruz and Flash Flanagan joined forces to battle Ron Powers and Jake Dirden. Cruz and Flash against Powers and Dirden. Iron Man Kasa defends the classic title against Big Jim Hofarth. Hatton tackles Vaughn. Rudolph opposes Jackson, and much more. Call 286-4848 for tickets. The Valentine's Day massacre, Saturday, February 15th in East Carondelet. Ricky Cruz and Flash Flanagan versus Ron Powers and Jake Dirden. That was quite a tag match involving four determined, high-spirited competitors on today's program. It's action like that making SICW wrestling such a hot ticket. Look at all the excellent talent battling to be on top to get a crack at the classic title. Now remember that next week here on Wrestling Explosion will be the moment Ricky Cruz snapped while officiating a duel between Ron Powers and Flash Flanagan. What happened? Why? Not only will we see it, but we'll talk with Ricky Cruz himself. Don't miss next week's show.